Hi guys. Part of the exercise that we had, or an exercise that we had, is to create a small video of an app that you were creating out of your own context. So a friend of mine sent me an invitation to a small get-together, which is themed as Never Neverland from Peter Pan. So I thought it would be fun to make an invitation for that party. We wouldn't be using it, but just as a small background, this is the concept that I was going for. Here you can see a small layout to the left side, which is the app would be called Land of Dreams. Then here you in the background you would have a picture of Peter Pan, which I can't draw. So then here smaller letters would say "Let me take you to," and then bigger letters would be Never Neverland. They would have the picture, and then at the bottom you'd have two buttons. Now I don't exactly know how buttons work yet, but that would be the idea. Have an accept and decline button with underneath each button there would be an action. For example, sending an email to the host saying, "Okay, I will join you," or decline, sad face, and another email to the host to say, "Okay, I won't be coming." Now this is relative layout. I thought we could also do it maybe as a small exercise to do it in a linear layout. So this is a vertical linear layout with the same concept. Land of Dreams would be again the title, but then here would have everything vertically. So let me take you to underneath Never Neverland. Again, the fonts will be smaller and bigger. Picture in the background, filling out the whole background, accept and the decline button. Again, with actions to the button. Now, I basically succeeded in building the linear layout, but the problem was I couldn't get the background to be fill it, like the picture that would be in the background. I couldn't get it to fill. I did get a good chance to play around with the weight function, so I did give this, for example, a weight of one. The never the should be let me take you to the never land weight of two, and then accept and decline again a weight of one. So to have the spacing a little, then you just play a little around with the layout to have a little more, a little less. It was a lot of fun playing around with this. Only problem is I couldn't get the background picture there. Um, I'll show you what I mean on the computer screen in a moment.
Okay, so here we are. I'm going to show you what I've done in Android Studio. So I've made many copies. Like I said, first I wanted to try and do this in a linear layout, which turned out that it didn't really work for me because I couldn't get the background picture full screen basically. Um, so I think this was the first version of the app that I made. As you can see, I've actually changed to a relative layout, and I was basically just playing around very easily with picture in the background, which you can see text view up on top, gave it some color, gave it an ID in order to make sure that the next text would be shown underneath it. And then I added two buttons. Now I gave it an ID, but I had no clue on how to actually make the buttons work. Um, After looking into some internet Googling, I thought I knew how buttons worked, so I made a second version of the app, which is this. So you can see it looks little bit different. Also on top, you can see that I actually have a second XML tab, which would be the response tab after pressing a button. Um, Pretty much the same. It's also relative layout, and then just image view, text view, and two buttons. Again, with an idea and a on click, which is the what should be happening when clicking the button. Has both has a size. The thing is, it didn't work. Like I got many um, error messages, and I decided, okay, this is enough for today. So just a couple of hours ago, I tried a third version, and now I actually have buttons that work. And also, I figured out how to get full background pictures into a linear layout. So just briefly on what's actually happening. So on top, you have the relative layout, which is the basic starter of everything that you have. Then directly underneath, you have actually a relative layout within the relative layout, which is in this case, or in my case, just the picture, which you could see actually just the background picture, which is full screen, full size. use center crop for that. And then underneath that, we have a relative layout, which means that everything that's actually shown on the screen, the text which is shown on the screen, is actually a linear layout vertically, as you can see here. And then it has another text view on top. And now I was able to play with the layout weight. So this is layout weight 2, the center. Then the middle text, which is slightly larger, it has a 3, and then the two buttons, they have both have a 1, which is really nice. Actually, I'm very happy that I found out how that works. Second major thing was that I found out how to actually make the buttons work. Now this is something that we'll probably learn in the next lesson, but Google showed me, or Google the development page showed me on how it should actually work. Basically, what I did is I added some Java code, which you need to do, and I created a second page, which you can see here. So I can show it to my phone. It actually does work, which made me very happy. Basically, what happens is this is an invitation. You click accept, and then you go to the accept page, which would be this one. As you can see, it's pretty much the same one. It also has a relative layout with a relative layout in there for the full screen picture. Then you have a linear layout underneath with just the text. It's not finished yet, but it's the beginning, which is that, thank you for accepting. If you would have clicked decline, then you would have gotten this page, which is a angry face of Tinkerbell and why wouldn't you join us? And again, I mean, you can add multiple things here, but I mean, I made the buttons work, and that made me very, very, very happy. Um, I hope this helped you. Actually, one thing that I did notice that I didn't think about, which I would still like to figure out, is that I focused very much on having a vertical layout. So also the size of my two buttons, accept and decline, are relative. So that means if I would turn the phone actually to a landscape mode, my camera went out, so I don't know where exactly I got. But in any case, um, this is the general code. Like I said, I used the linear layout for the text because I wanted to play with the weight functionality, which basically means that the buttons don't have an actual height. It's all depending on what size they are allowed to get from the app, which also means fortunately loud. So, like I said, if I would turn my app, you can see that the buttons turn really, 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 really small. You can't even read the actual text on there. So somehow I think it's possible to always have the app in a vertical position. I'm not quite sure how to do that yet, but hey, it's another thing I learned that I didn't think about before. So as long as you keep the phone vertically, then everything is fine. You can use the buttons. I hope this helped someone. I know it really helped me. I actually learned a lot about this, and I'm going to continue learning lessons and become better at this. So thank you very much.